Hello. There was I believe he was an Englishman, and he was concerned that perhaps some Yanks when they become tourists overseas, or shall we say, attempt to overstay their tourist visa because they're actually refugees, um, um, that they might be exposed to some bullying or not a warm welcome as they're accustomed to. And unfortunately, that's the case. Due to the crap flooding that the international community has received about the United States being having recently experienced a fascist coup, we are a little bit concerned that. We might be exposed to, as an international community, might be exposed to some trouble should that occur. We're not actually angry at the common US citizen who might experience discrimination as a consequence of fascism, except for where other countries have already denied membership to blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. Anyway, and of course, Arab Muslims or something like that who happen to used to live in the USA. Anyway, so we're a little bit. We're having to talk about that. About a response to that, and about how Australia's response to migrants is going to help the United States. So all the tourists or terrorists, as some people like to call them, will be detained on Manus Island and Nauru as in accordance with standard ALP and LNP policy going over the last 20 to 25 years or so. Where we understand that might have stopped, we'd like to bring it back. I mean, after all, Clive Palmer thinks he's going to win the fucking election and he wants Trumpian policy, so here's one of them. Okay, so what's going to happen there? Well, the terrorists who are from a group called we believe it's called Aladdin. The Aladdin terrorist group, and they're also known as the Incel Tech Bro Maggots. And what they've been associated with is approximately 4 gun massacres per day as a consequence of men not getting their cock sucked, and associated economic grievances, and perhaps genuine acts of terrorism, which, or shall we say, freedom fighting, depending on your point of view, such as the guy that blew up the Cybertruck outside of Trump Tower because he was a Republican voter. We're going to hazard a guess that that was a sign that he supported Trump and Musk, right? Like a Republican guy supported Trump and Musk by blowing up a Cybertruck outside of Trump Tower. But anyway, that's not the same as an incel tech bro maggot terrorist. A tech bro incel maggot terrorist is a kind of guy that posts endless memes about how women don't give him any sex, and how the end of days is coming, and how means are more important than life, and how women should be turned into robot dollies, and how the world's a simulation, and all kinds of things like that. He comes from a cartel of people. Some people call it the South Africans. Some people call it the Nerd Reich. Some people call it 4chan. Whatever it might be, could be all of the above. I mean, as far as we know, the tendrils of the Aladdin Empire is quite strong. It goes all the way out to 4chan, to Anonymous, to the tech bros, to the incels, to the maggots, to the whole stinking lot, and is right inside South African juntas, Nerd Reich fucking portals. Right fucking there they are. They're all there working together. They have been with their neo-Nazi symbolism for some time. Sometimes you call them the Proud Boys. Sometimes you call them Republican Party. Sometimes you call the Democrats' policy towards overseas countries. Whatever the case might be, heck, we're pretty sure that some of the incel terrorists, tech bro terrorists, also were operating on working visas in Manus Island, Nauru. Oh, wait, no, they weren't doing it there. Where were they doing it? Woolmer declared so in a Pine Cap facility, as well as a couple of US embassies. So we'd kind of like the USA to recall their ambassadors in case, because they're part of the US government, we're not sure if they are misogynistic dickholes that want to actually shoot Australians up and have Canberra safe from their aggression. And so we might have to detain them on Manus Island and Nauru for processing. They might have lied on their visa application forms. After all, their society is led by a fraud and was voted in by the majority of their people, and therefore we're going to hazard a guess, considering people usually vote for people like them, that the majority of American citizens are in fact frauds. So without further ado, the US Embassy needs to be recalled, otherwise they're all going to get detained on Manus Island and Nauru. And We believe that they're part of a greater network called Aladdin. And the reason why we believe we're a greater terrorist network called Aladdin is as follows. By admission of the Americans, they have a company called BlackRock and Vanguard, and BlackRock's the one in question, which appears to own a sizable number of ownership in media corporations and other forms of corporations, including Australia's Sky News. And due to their massive media ownership of many corporations, it's believed that all they have to do as a stockbroking firm is to make a few tweaks, and somehow the stock market crashes whenever they feel like it might have done recently. Well, anyway, how are they doing that? They're doing it with a form of artificial intelligence called Aladdin, apparently. So, because every single person is a corporation member, they have their brands and their tribes associated with their corporations, because the pronoun you is an objectifying term, because after all, corporations are people now. Wouldn't it stand to reason that maybe the inverse logic, which isn't true logic, we'll do it anyway, means people are corporations? Oh wait, they are, because you are your social security number, your telephone number, and your Facebook account. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so United States of America, thank you very much for your internet. Thank you very much for your Aladdin, and thank you so much for your BlackRock and that sort of thing. We're all detained on Manasol and Nauru. We declare you terrorists.